What is up, everybody? Jordan here with the Deck Box, coming back to you tonight with some more PTCGO testing. But tonight is actually not just going to be testing. It's going to be more, I don't know, I guess just kind of checking out a deck that we haven't checked out in a while. And it seems to be getting some attention. I'm not going to say hype, but I will say attention. And the deck I'm talking about is VikaBulu. I'm very skeptical right now of this deck in the current standard format, but I keep hearing more and more of, you know, top players and you know, all these content creators talking about, like, yeah, we've got all these really good decks, but have you seen VikaBulu? You know, and they kind of toss this in there as like, you know, it could be good kind of thing. And really the main reason they're saying that is because obviously Bulu can hit the perfect 210 number, and then he can also discard his energy, so he kind of protects himself from Guardy. And then some people are including Kukui, so they can one-shot Guardy now that they're playing max potions with Broken Voir. So it's really intriguing to me, this concept. And I was at League Cup this past weekend. I just did the video about that, and played. I didn't play against him, but I saw John Roberts playing, and what is he playing? VikaBulu. That's all John Roberts plays, and it seems to still be doing well for him. And that maybe just because he is the ultimate VikaBulu player, which I have no doubt that he likely is, but it's like it just consistently keeps working for him. And I saw that he had made some changes, and like I said, I'd heard of some changes. So I'm going to run through the list really fast. I'm actually just going to tell you the changes I made, actually. You can see the whole picture here. There's a ton of different cards in this list, and that was the hard part for me, was trying to find space to fit some of these new cards that people are talking about, and I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, it's such a tight list with such low counts. So we'll have to see how it goes. I haven't tested it this way yet, but I did make the few changes that I noticed. First thing I noticed when John Roberts was playing is he played this Virizion. And it makes sense. You can beef up some energy onto this Pokemon with that first attack wrapped in wind for 30. And then there's Pike. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so a great snipe, and does 90 to the active. It's kind of a good last minute poke if something is on the bench that your opponent's not wanting to be knocked out. You bring Virizion up and you take it out last minute. So kind of a neat inclusion that I saw him playing. I thought that might be a good addition to make to our list. I took out the Coco GX that I had originally, and that was a tough decision for me because it's nice having him be able to swoop in and take the active spot, but chose to cut him, didn't seem as necessary. Then, let's see, like I said, I had to include I chose to include 3 Kukui, and that was so I can hit that perfect 230 number against Gardevoir. And I took out the Fighting Fury Belts. I don't think I've been seeing as much of those. I could be wrong, but it seems like the focus now is that Choice Band, so you can hit that perfect 210 or 230. So Fury Belt isn't as necessary. So I cut those and bumped Choice Band up to 4. And I cut the Escape Rope out, and I cut Skyla down to 2 instead of 3. So like I said, it's kind of choppy, this list. You know, and it kind of makes me nervous playing it that way, but we will see. Whoop, let me save real quick. We will see how it does against the current meta. Who knows? Maybe it'll surprise us. I don't have any plans to take this to a tournament unless I reanalyze things and it comes out looking good on the other side. So let's give this a shot with a few games, and we'll see how it does for us. We've profiled this in the past. It was super popular before, so who knows, maybe this will start getting some more attention too. See, just water and fighting. No psychic, so no Lele. They have a fighting box. Don't know what that would be. I don't know, we'll see here. Not a great start. Could be worse, I suppose. We could do, alright, so doing Lycanroc, but there's no Psychic, so there's no Lele. And what water Pokemon do they have in here? This would be interesting to see. Find ourselves a Lele. See what we prized here. Doing good. Ooh. No. We're doing decent on this. Didn't prize anything there. Prized one heavy ball. Prized a rare candy. Prized an ultra ball. We have our Bridget, which is good. Yeah. See, everything's just such low counts on this list. And maybe I'm not using the optimal list, but this was pretty similar to the previous list that was popular. So. Alright, we'll get our bench set up. We'll grab another Grubbin. We'll grab an Oranguru. And we'll grab a Bulu. Start getting things prepped here. And I wish I could be in an active spot right now. Looks like I could be taking a knockout. It's a huge advantage we're going to have here is the grass weakness. We won't have to discard energy to do the full one shot, which is great. But it's a matter of getting set up before our opponent does, and they are off to the races there. Ugh. So next turn we need to get our rare candy. And I don't know if I dump the hand with Sycamore to try to get into it. So I'm gonna pull something active. Okay. That's fine. Just kind of help me actually. Because you're not gonna get the necessary energy on the active to take KO. Okay, so the water's Octillery, that makes sense. Duh. But no Lele, that just shocks me. Really surprising. Oh, there's Zygarde, okay. So we get a heavy ball, so what we can do is we can get a... Oh no, we can't get a Grubbin onto it. That's fine, we can get another Bulu. That's right, we dumped our only Grubbin. Kui would bump it to where I do 100, but that's not what I'm going for. Alright, that's fine. We can at least start getting things set up a little bit. And next turn we'll be able to take them out. No problem. The more I look at this matchup, the more I just think there's no way that this guy can beat us. Everything he has is weak to grass. He's making some weird plays by not... Like, he didn't put the float zone on Lycanroc to get it out of the active. He's just letting it sit there, and it's going to take a knockout. Okay, yeah, I think he's realizing that. Alright, next game. Moving to the real stuff. What do we get? And we got ourselves an Empoleon. Okay. Or an Empoleon line, rather. Let me see something. Oh. Erica said she'd be on testing. She lied to us. Oh, did I hit cancel? Nope. Alright, cool. Alright, so either Gliscod Garb or... not Garb. Gliscod Zoroark or Decidueye Zoroark. I would prefer Gliscod. A lot more options there to take one-shots. So, let's see here. Nest Ball for Grubbin, for sure. Yeah, okay, Decidueye, that's going to be tougher. Because even with Kukui, we're not one-shotting it. And if it's the popular list that's going around, it probably runs a couple max potion, but just a couple. And we get 2 mulligans to start, which is awesome. Alright, let's Nest Ball, see what's in our deck. So we want to grab him. So we have our Lele's. We have our Bridget. So maybe, yeah, we'll go hardcore setup here. We will dump. Oh boy, what do I dump? I don't want to dump Brock's Grit, but he's going to get dumped by Sycamore eventually, I think. We'll dump the Lightning for now. I don't think it's as necessary. Grab Bridget. It's amazing that we haven't prized the Bridget 2 games in a row, with only one of them being run. Get ourselves another Grubbin and a Rangaroo and another Bulu. Just beef up everything. And we will click done. So I'd say a solid setup on our side. Next turn we should be able to go for that turn 2 VikaBulu, which is the dream. Alright, so he's probably going for his Lele for for his Bridget, doing a deck check. Yep, there it goes. Just realized we're playing against Sexy Steve, in case anyone was wondering. And Sexy Steve is taking his time. There we go. And we see a Bridget. No surprise. And we see a tackle for 10. Okay. I hate doing it, but I feel like we need to dump this. The Brock's Grit was really the only thing that I seriously regret, but I think it'll work out. So if that evolves up into a Decidueye, it'll be within range, which is good. So those little pokes will make a difference. And I'm thinking that deck, Zoroark Decidueye, will be tomorrow's video. I'm going to be going back to doing some testing videos, and I think that'll be the first one I start with. I really like how that one's been working for me since I tried out Connor's list that he used at the League Cup. Playing with the right 60 cards makes a huge difference. Okay, so we're going to get our turn 3 VikaBulu. So better late than never. And we'll be able to get some energy on our other Bulu. So that's great. Alright, so got grass. We'll Skyla for the heavy ball, if we have it. Yes, we do. And yeah, we got our VikaBulu. Sweet. And we will take an immediate knockout on the Zoroark because we do have the Choice Band. And obviously, with Zoroark being such a huge deal right now, that's what people are kind of looking at when they look at Tapu Bulu, because he does take that perfect knockout. That's really what's in the front of people's minds right now. Come on, there we go. Alright, another Skyla, that's actually really good for us. I think this next turn I like Gizmoing up the Lele and taking a knockout on that. Or, you know, we can take some easy prizes with no discarded energy on some basics first. Maybe. It's an option. Yeah, maybe we Gizmo up the Dartrix instead. Take 2 easy knockouts and then take a Lele. Or now he's giving us 2 Lele, actually. We got options. And despite us only having, what, I guess 7 draw supporters with the Kukuis, but real draw supporters, we only have like 4. Despite us only having that many, it's not going too badly. Oh, and we're going to get another VikaBulu. Alright, so we're going to have 2 of these guys set up. Now the question is, do I take the Lele down? Strong charge. Yeah, man, I think we do take a Lele. I just don't see a reason not to. We can draw some more cards with the Ranguru. Sweet. We will actually really need that energy recycler this next turn. Nature's Judgment. And we will discard and do the one-shot. And if we can get a Gizmo this next turn, I mean, that's game. There's nothing they can do to stop it. And there's a Gizmo off the prizes, so as long as we don't get end, we have this in the bag against Decidueye Zoroark. So, yeah, we didn't even have to worry about the Decidueyes. He never got them up so they could poke us either, which made a big difference. Gonna try to stall something in the active. That makes sense. And that is pretty much all he can do. Even if, I mean, even if he got stalled, we could always get out of it with our strong charge. So it doesn't make a difference. Strong charge, and we'll put just the 1. And that's game. Alright. What I really enjoy about this deck, I have to admit, I do miss playing this deck because this is the first time I played it in probably a couple months now. I really enjoy the deck because it's so fluid, even though, like I said, even though you don't have much consistency as far as your supporters go, it just seems like everything falls in line perfectly. And it makes you kind of question everything you know about just statistics in general. I don't know, it just seems to always pan out. So we'll hop on and grab one more game here, and we'll see if we can go 3 for 3 with this list. And maybe a Golisopod Zoroark. Again, we're going to be seeing tons of Zoroark, so we just need to get used to that. Really nothing we can do about that. But I'm glad that what we're seeing online seems to be the current meta, so that it actually lines up with what you're testing. Okay, another Decidueye Zoroark. All right, we'll see if this one goes according to plan. Oh, and they're going hardcore with that Rowlet. So I'm definitely not playing the N. No way. So if they don't get anything off this, that's game, and we'll grab another for sure. All right, so they get a Zorua. And we'll see a rare candy, which is not a big deal. Like I said, we got the 30 damage on there already. And they end us as well, which is fine. I would have preferred to have had a Grubbin down turn 1 so I could potentially take a knockout this turn. But I think we're still in decent shape. So we can Lele for Bridget this turn. And I can make another poke on the Decidueye, and that way it won't be a big deal if I don't get the Choice Band. Oh boy. So I'm going to start putting energy onto my bench Bulu because he will take a knockout on this guy next turn. No questions asked. Alright, so we will Lele. And we don't have a Bridget, but we do have our Pokemon Fan Club. And actually, that does need to be swapped for a Bridget. The only reason I included that before is because we played that Coco GX, so it made sense. But I will definitely tweak that in the future. Do I get 2 Grubbin? I don't see him aiming for a Grubbin instead of the Bulu. That just wouldn't make much sense to me. Come on. There we go. I'll put this down. We will put down a Choice Band. And we will start swinging just for a little bit more. If I can get... Actually, next turn I can guarantee myself the VikaVolt. I hate using my Lele for it, but I can Lele for Skyla to get a rare candy. And then I can take down this Decidueye with no problem. Because it'll be swinging for a perfect 180. And if I choose to, instead of dumping energy, I could use my GX attack, which I hate doing whenever there's no damage on him, but it would preserve the energy so I can take back-to-back knockouts. And I think overall that's the better play. And even if they try to stall like an Oranguru in the active, I'll knock that out without discarding energy, so they hurt themselves more. If it's a Lele, I still take a knockout, still 2 prizes. I think we're golden here. I'm actually feeling really comfortable about this. And they actually play Rainbow Energy, so I don't know. I guess they're trying to use Zoroark's GX attack, which is really interesting that they would do that. I don't think I've seen anyone play that combination, of Rainbow and Grass in this list. It's pretty much just been Grass and DCE. So, what I don't want him doing is using our attack against us, because that would really, really mess us up. He'd have to commit 2 Rainbow Energy to his Zoroark. Makes sense. Alright. So hopefully, really, we can just top deck the rare candy. That would be amazing. Nope. Alright. So we will have Lele. We will search for Skyla. Make sure we have a rare candy. Yes, we do. And make sure we have VikaVolt. Yes, we do. And I will use my GX attack. Like I said before, I think that just makes the most sense. And yep, I will use that. And by the time this is all said and done, we'll be able to use Oranguru to draw a couple more cards. Getting low on energy already. It looks like... Yeah, it looks like we prized a couple. I like committing that as a backup. Okay, awesome. We get a... do I put another out, though, since we have one? I don't think we put it out. Because I feel like we need a backup Bulu, just in case. So for now, we'll hold off. We will use Tapu Wilderness GX, heal ourselves, and take down the Decidueye, which I feel is a pretty big knockout. And if they don't get a Field Blower, we will take down Zoroark GX. And we probably should have put down the Grubbin, because we could potentially have a second VikaVolt, or at least a charge a bug by the end of this turn had we not, or had we chosen to put down the Grubbin. But, you know, that's fine. So what we really don't want to see is another rare candy. Or not rare candy. Rainbow energy. Use my words. And that could really mess us up, what he just did. If he gets rare candy, or if he gets rainbow energy. Those are the words. I'll spit it out eventually. And it is kind of likely that he gets that, which is scary to think about. But if he does... No, okay, so he'll just be able to do... What is it right now? 100? That's fine. And we get our choice band back, so we will knock him out. And we can build up VikaBulu to be ready to potentially take a knockout on Lele. We would just need to get a choice band and a what do you call it? Gizmo. That's the word. Do I search for another Bulu here and just set up another Bulu? I feel like that is 100% the right play. So I was even saying that before, how I need one. Oh, we don't freaking have one. No. Do we use Verizion? Do we set up another Verizion as a backup? Or we set up another... No, I feel like we use Verizion. Yeah. Just in case. I'm still going to commit the energy to VikaBulu. Because like I said, I feel like that would be the better option. Alright, so we still have our energy recycler in deck. There's only one grass energy in the discard. There's about to be a bunch more, though, I guess. So 180, 210. All right, so we are going to take this knockout. He's going to knock us out right back with a feather arrow, actually, which kind of stinks. But we can promote something weak that can take a knockout. There's our other Bulu. So we'll have room for him. Alright, and he promotes exactly what we need him to promote. Which is fine. Alright, so I need to draw into one of my last two choice bands. And I don't think we've seen a Sycamore this game. No Sycamore, no N. Which N really wouldn't help us right now, but Sycamore would be amazing. Alright, so what do I want to do? I want to put this guy on the bench, shuffle some energy. I don't swing with Lele. I know that's not correct. Yeah. And I fail that. Yeah, wait a second. Does that do anything for us? I don't think it does. In fact, I'm almost certain it doesn't. Yeah, we'll click done for now. It doesn't look like they play max potions. So that might be useful information. down to 160. 120. Alright. So that Lele needs to come out of the active this turn. But it doesn't matter. Because Bulu's going to do his thing. Oh, and he knows. Alright. Well, I don't know at this point. Like I said, I didn't think that this deck could do so well when it really hasn't had a place in the meta for just a little bit, not too terribly long. I'm not saying it's not a good deck. It's still a good deck. And apparently, though, it does really well against some of the top decks in the meta, namely anything with Zoroark in it. It's like a perfect target. So that may be something to consider in your testing. To close the video, though, we are going to open this Crimson Invasion pack, and then I will show the list one more time to give you a chance to take a screenshot, whatever you want to do with it, and potentially build it. There's a Regice. There's a reverse hollow derpy-looking Pikachu. So here, let me pull this up on the screen for you guys, and you tell me what you think. 3 for 3 so far. I know the first one was kind of odd, but after that, 2 Decidueye Zoroark lists, and this thing came out on top. Not just on top, but just like absolutely golden. So take it, build it, let me know what you think. And as usual, thank you so much for joining us and for being a part of the deck box. We will see you guys next time.